Alright. Greetings, people. It's your boy Philly Mar right here. Guess who I'm rocking it with today? Guess who it is?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
It's Mar and the Ace right now. And we got some business to talk about. So, the major thing that's gone down, trending thing in Philadelphia sports, is Ben Simmons is officially out of here. Now, where'd he go again?
The Brooklyn Nets.
And guess who we got in
Why
exchange?
Why do you just say?
And guess what? What we got in exchange?
James Harden, the beard.
Yeah, we got the beard. The beard is here. So Philly just elevated. And man,
We went from the cheesy hat to the upgrade hat.
I won't call that the cheesy head, but I'm just gonna say this is the year of the legends now. And then Philadelphia.
I mean, thank you, Meek Mills, for this trade. You know that you love the 76ers and you also love James Harden. So I'm not thinking Daryl Murray. I'm thinking Meek Mills for this trade happening.
You know, I gotta say, since you mentioned Meek Mills, Meek, if you're watching this, or somebody somebody type with you watching this, let Meek know. Philly Mars always looking for a little challenge, or if you want me to open up one of your shows for you one day, let your boy Philly
Back
Mars.
to the sports.
All right, yeah, sure. All right, let's not make this about me. This is about the city. So now with Ben out of here, there's it's a shame what happened that he was afraid of the people of the city to go anywhere in the city, but it feels though if we're gonna be realistic, he kind of brought that on himself. The way that you could arguably say how he was carrying himself. I want to say some people thought he came off as cocky or arrogant, and he never really put in the effort to adjust his play style at all. And he kind of blamed Embiid, try to put his struggles on Embiid, why why the team was struggling in the finals. But if we're being realistic though, Embiid was carrying the team for most of the finals. Everybody actually was stepping up. Steph Curry elevating the finals. Korkmaz had his moments. Tobias Harris, he was doing solid. But the only person who truly was holding us back was Ben Simmons himself. What's your take on it?
I mean, I was a Ben Simmons guy. When people was transferring him, I kind of always supported him. Up until the Hawks game, it was like I couldn't defend him no more after that. And the way he handled things during the off season, pretty much inexcusable. So I think this trade is gonna be work out good in the Sixers' favor. It's gonna hurt not having Steph Curry or Andre Drummond because Curry played the best during the playoffs in my opinion. He bro, he stepped it up the most out of everybody in the starting five. And B, people say he didn't play well in the playoffs. I disagree. He was hurt, and he still was dropping 30+ points a game, nearly 40 points a game against the Hawks. So, I mean, what more can you ask of him? B, he wasn't clutch in the fourth quarter like we would hope on B, but he lit it up quarter 1 through 3. That's where his teammates are supposed to step up at. Curry got double teamed in the fourth quarter, so it was all Ben Simmons' fault. Basically, Tobias Harris too. Those are the only two people I really feel you could straight up blame um, for the loss because I don't think you got an argument with Steph Curry knowing that he was a guy that was scoring like 13 points a game during the regular season last year and scoring nearly 20 points a game in the playoffs. So he did his part. He stepped up like he was supposed to. Embiid was hurt, scoring almost 40 points a game. So I mean, it was Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris really cost us that playoff series. So it's a good move on from Ben. I think Harden will make a huge difference, and Maxey looks really good. So it'll be interesting to see how Maxey and Harden plays together because I feel Maxey is a type of guy that needs the ball too in his hands to get in rhythm. So seeing him play off ball, it's gonna be interesting. He also used to play shooting guard, so I guess he's kind of used to playing off ball. So that'll be interesting to see how they coincide together. I think that'll be more of the interesting thing than drawing B and Harden because I feel as though Harden game will elevate Embiid and vice versa because the inside outside game. So that'll be pretty cool to watch.
And really, besides Jimmy Butler and B, he hasn't really had anybody to completely match or complement his playing style, his elite level of play. Because if we're being honest with Ben Simmons, to his credit, everything that he was great at, his defense, he was arguably, and I'm gonna say that he should have been the defensive player of the year last season.
He got cheated.
Yeah, he definitely got cheated out of it.
That's something you can say a lot about him, but his defense, I put him over Rudy Gobert. You know who I'm saying? I put him over Rudy as the best defender in the league because he just guards the paint, and you can't score him in the paint. But Ben Simmons guards both the perimeter and the paint. I mean,
Yeah, he could guard all five.
He led the league in blocks on the perimeter. He might not lead in blocks overall, but that's very hard to do. So I mean, of course he got the high advantage than most of the people he guard on the perimeter. But nevertheless, to be top three in steals and blocks and deflections, all three of the major defensive stats. I mean, he's a beast on defense, and you can't take that away from him no matter how bad is on offense. I won't say honestly. I don't think it'll hurt the Sixers his defense not being with the team because right now they're third in the East without his defense. So obviously, that's what's pretty much all he brought to the table, and passing and defense. And so man, it won't be missed. So those are two things I feel like you could replace is passing and defense. Or well, defense in the NBA is hard to replace, but we got Matisse Thybulle, so it's kind of we don't really need Ben Simmons when we got Thybulle. And Thybulle should be the starter over Danny Green, who's been decreasing in 3-point shot, but Matisse is getting better with the 3-point shot. So therefore, and they're both supposed to be 3-and-D guys. So and Thibault defense is way better than Danny Green at this point in his career. Danny Green in his prime was a beast on defense.
Yeah,
this old man Danny Green needs to go ahead and retire. They should have traded Danny Green before the deadline. That was a missed opportunity because he's absolutely terrible. I think he's the worst player on the team out the whole 13-man roster. He's gotta be the worst.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I would definitely prefer if we had a way to trade Danny Green instead of Seth, but obviously, like you mentioned, his trade value definitely decreased, especially at this stage in his career. Matisse Thybulle, I'm happy we didn't trade him or Maxey because honestly, they're our future. Matisse Thybulle, his offense could always and needs to be more polished, but his defense, he's really flourished as a defensive player. He's a defensive stud right now. But what we're gonna miss from Ben Simmons, like along with his defense, is his elite passing vision. But obviously, we could have Maxey continue to develop. He could replace that. Even though I think Ben is probably like a top 5 in terms of passing vision.
And James Harden is a good passer. It's just depends on the mood he in, where he gonna want to pass the ball or where he gonna try and force something. So I mean, he can pass it pretty well. Yeah, but that's also part of him being a stat parallel. So sometimes he will get this just want to get to 10 assists, but he can pass the ball pretty nicely. It's just gonna depend on where he makes the right decision to pass out of somebody that's guarding him pretty good, pass the ball to Embiid, or is he gonna try and force a foul or try to force a bucket that's not there? Because he does that sometimes. So that's gonna all just factor in.
And that's true. We got with Harden and B, we got two guys who draw some of the most fouls in the league.
The
Even,
Foul Brothers or
uh,
the Foul Brothers or the Free Throw Boys.
yeah, even though I'm not a fan of guys drawing fouls. I feel like that's a little bit of cheapy. But
Yeah, I never been a fan of James Harden's playing style, but I do know that he's good at what he does. Like him or not,
gotta
you
respect
know.
that.
The thing is, like I said, I never really liked the James Harden per se, but I'm kind of sad that he's here. And the thing is, with the way the NBA was being called at the beginning of the season, they get back to that, where again where the flopping. That's kind of that, as everybody knows, that affected James Harden the most this season. That's why this is probably like one of his worst seasons ever. So he could, and maybe if he's with a guy like Embiid that's taking pressure off of him by with the inside game, that'll probably help him out more with the outside game. We'll see less double teams on Embiid because you can't take a guy away from Harden. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that. If we're gonna reap the benefits, even though we potentially got rid of the future, but I'm gonna have to say that's a wrap for this episode right now. And tune in next time for some more Philly sports being talked about by us, the Ace, Philly Mar.
The Eagles are trying for Russell Wilson next.
I'm hoping mixed opinions on that, but that's our topic for another day. All right, people. Peace.